Hello there. We're going to be looking at You Think You're Going to Pass Your Midterms by our loved sponsors, Desjardins. So, no brute force required, no tools that are automated necessary. We'll see about that. So, we're greeted by this site is only accessible from intranet.unitedctf.ca. When I first saw this, it felt really familiar. I think I saw this kind of pattern before, so I just googled for it. So CTF challenge site can only be accessed from intranet, and I found a few write-ups, and most of them mentioned the same thing, and I'll look for it. So I think this is it, or maybe not. What did I do? I'm looking for one specific team. Yeah, so it's this challenge. So it says, according to this page, request has to be made from internal network. Try setting up proxy, manipulating user agent, and X requested with. So it was all messy until I came across X forwarded for. So I tried that. So let me show you how you can add the header. So you can use an HTTP client. So there's Postman. Personally, I use Insomnia because I feel like it. But whatever does the trick, you know. And I actually did I already have files for it. So you can add headers like X forwarded for, and you can add values like this. I already spoiled like the answer, but if you try this, it's still not gonna work like this. I had to keep looking around at like all the editorials, and eventually I found the HTTP host header. And let's see what it says. So the host request specifies the host and port number of the server to which the request is being sent, blah 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 blah. So it basically says like what it says. It says like what host you're targeting. So you can only like access the host if like you know the domain, right? So adding this is like some kind of protection, but it doesn't work because you can add any headers you want. It's a user controlled input. So by adding host intranet.unitedctf.ca, you're greeted by this little prompt. It says usage/read file equals usage get student name equals whatever. So we can do like get student name equals nothing. So it gives us a list of like students, right? If we have like a bad filter does this. So it queries like the prefix. So my guess is like a like selecting from database, but that's just a guess. Then we have the other path, and it says /read and file, and you can specify a file like this. So file equals, let's say, etc password, and we get base64. We can put it in cyberchef. We can use base64 decode. You can do it in the command line if you want to. I'm just accustomed to this. So we have our etc password here. So what file do we want to find now? So the problem statement comes with a pom.xml here. And for those who don't know, the pom.xml is like the build configuration for Java projects. And here it says, okay, we're building a jar, the version, the artifact. And I had to compile it myself. Like I created a new Maven project. I used this pom.xml config and I like compiled project just to see what the executable, well, not the executable, but the package name that was generated was. And you can see here it's gonna be saved in /tmp/src, okay? So we can look at ethic.1.333.7 in this folder. So let's go ahead and look at that. Ethic.1.33.7, right? I'm not sure of this though. Maybe I'll have to create a Java project for you. I probably still have the old one open. So let's just see like the name of the jar so we can read it, right? Come on and dance with me. Yeah, okay, it's right here. So we should be able to just run Maven build, right? Oh boy, my PC is struggling so hard. Dear Java, don't hurt me. So we have jar here that we can run. Ugh. Oh, it's struggling so hard. So jar. Hopefully everything goes according to plan. Please don't break. It's just a space. Let's look. So can go to /tmp/src and find ethic. Oh yeah, I forgot the extension, of course. Okay, that jar, that explains a lot. And now we have the jar in base 64. We can take that, put it into CyberChef. Now it's gonna give us some random stuff. We can download it as a file, and it's like the jar keep. And now jars are like binary formats, like you're only gonna get the .classes from there, but there's plenty of Java online decompiler to retrieve the source code from either a jar or from a class file. So that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And now we wait. Come on and dance with me. Na, 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 da, 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 da. Okay. So we have the folder structure here. So we have com, filter. So we have a few things here. Let's look at main example. I don't think there's going to be too much interesting stuff. It's just the entry point for Spring, and it tells to run everything in com.filter, right? After that, we can look at the controller. So we have public API and API. That's interesting. Let's look at the public API. So this is a mapping for like every route, then for get student and read. Looks good, right? So it runs. This replaces all non-alphabetic characters, and then it calls /internal/getStudent, which is interesting. And this is just like reading a file and converting it to base 64. Let's look at the API. So here we have a mapping to /internal and getStudent, and here we have something very interesting. It's selecting star from student where first name like name, okay? The thing is the public API was filtering all non-alphabetic characters, but if we can call /internal/getStudent directly, we should be good. So let's try to do that. And it's not gonna work, I'm just gonna show you. So name equals nothing, let's say, and it's gonna break. Because I made a typo. So now it says unauthorized because of the last file we didn't look at. It's filter config. First filter. So here it says if the path contains ... or contains ... or the path starts with /internal. So that's why we're getting an unauthorized. Otherwise, like, nothing happens, the filter lets you pass. So because our path starts with /internal, it's getting unauthorized. But one thing we can do is just put another slash, because if you go to the root and from the root you jump to the root again, then you're still at the same place. But the path doesn't start with /internal anymore. So now you have a direct access to like the SQL query you can control here. So we have it word for word. Let's go back to the private API. So this is what we control right now. So what can we do from there? We could try linking the table names, right? So let's do that. So it's a MySQL database. We can go back to listing tables MySQL. Select tables MySQL. So select table name from information schema. So let's play a little bit, right? Could copy this first. Let's close this crap. Let's close this. Okay, so we have our query, that's interesting. Then we have the payload we want to execute. We just need to figure out how to fit. Okay, so we have this plus name. So we can like do it like this, right? So what about trying to make it look something like this? So I don't know like how many columns there are in students. The tables. So we need to put this. I don't know if we can just do / like this. Because there is going to be a leftover slash at the end, right? Okay, that was a bit ambitious. Let's just start with this slash. So let's try to get a query. Maybe we can do comments. That's weird. So So we can use this to like not have to use comments, right? No response. I don't see any table in there. So I guess the union select is returning nothing right now. When there's errors, just returns nothing. There has to be, like, if we query a table that doesn't exist, we have nothing. So this exists, the query is correct. This is not correct. It's weird, right? Right. Because when I solved it during the competition, I did it like the same way as I did in Voicer using the blind method. It was super slow and I thought like, oh, why didn't I just do a union select? There's just nothing. That's weird, weird. Am I doing it correct? Union select. So we could try selecting like empty data, like something like this. So there it is, the data. Well, this is working. So what's the problem with this then? So it's working now. No idea why. So let's look at the columns. MySQL list select table columns. So this looks about right. Select column name. This looks about right. And 111. This union select where X like probably did a typo somewhere. So this should be good. Nobody. No, what's wrong? A table name you want yes. There's probably some encoding problems, right? In the URL. That's getting messy. Am I reaching like the length limit at some point? No, what did I change? Oh, yeah, this is getting messy. Doing everything from there. So we have the 111. This is so messy. Column name, right? This might be a flag, so we want to select Close, but not quite. There we have it. So for some, I don't know if I'm going crazy or what, but when this might be a flag is that first it doesn't work, but when there's a 1 in front it works. That's maybe there's something in the code. Yeah, I want to look back at the code. Maybe there's some kind of... Oh, get int. That's why, because it's not an integer, so it's breaking. It's small things like this sometimes that make or break your solution, right? Or your payload. Maybe I should have read more. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.